is Smokin' Dave, and you're listening to a man who was just named Podcaster of the Year by Time Magazine. It's the Kevin Friedman Show.
Hey now, it's Friday, July 13th, and another SportsGossip.com podcast is on the air. I'm your host, Kevin Friedman, along with my announcer, Smokin' Dave, and together we will bring you 10 of the hottest stories off the SportsGossip.com website. Dave, why didn't you tell me I was named Podcaster of the Year by Time Magazine?
Well, I might have made a little mistake. After rereading this email, it looks like Time Magazine was asking us if we wanted to sign up for a subscription.
How do you confuse me being named Podcaster of the Year with Time Magazine asking if we want to get a subscription?
Well, let's just say I've smoked a lot of weed today.
Yeah, what else is new? Give us the first story.
Tony Romo predicts Packers vs. Jaguars Super Bowl.
Romo went on NFL Total Access Wednesday, and when asked about his Super Bowl prediction, said it's early, but he's picking the Jags versus the Packers. Now, I thought Romo was great calling games on TV last year, and he's one of the classiest guys in the NFL, but I just can't see the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. Now, I know everybody loves to disrespect Blake Bortles, and his career stats have not been horrible, but I've watched him play too many times to say he's a good quarterback. At best, he's average, and in this league, that's not saying much. Now, don't get me wrong, Jacksonville has a great team. They're stacked defensively, have a great running back, and I know they got to the AFC Championship last year. But I just can't see Blake Bortles beating Tom Brady or Big Ben. Now, if Tony Romo were to come out of retirement and play for Jacksonville this year, then I might seriously consider them as a Super Bowl contender. In a league with so many average or below average starting quarterbacks, I think Romo retired too early, and if you put him on a team with a ton of talent around him, like Jacksonville, he could be very successful. His last fully healthy season in the league, he had 34 touchdowns and only 9 picks. And I said it back then, and I still think it to this day, that when Romo was healthy in 2016 and they chose to stick with the rookie Dak Prescott, it was a mistake. I know Dallas had a great record at the time, and he put up good stats in his playoff loss. But behind that Cowboys offensive line, it was very easy to look good. Romo was healthy in the second half of that season, and when they chose to stick with Prescott over him, he handled it like a true pro, and that's one of the reasons I think he's one of the more classy guys in the NFL, along with the fact that he answered this question, which most guys would have ignored because the season hasn't even started yet. So Romo went out on a limb and took Jacksonville, but like I said, they've got a great team, but with Blake Bortles leading them, I just can't see them in the Super Bowl. Dave, what's next?
Leonard Fournettes not happy at all with his Madden 19 rating.
The Madden player ratings are out, and shockingly, Fournette is the 11th ranked running back with a rating of just 87. You can go to sportsgossip.com to watch a video of Fournette finding out this news, and let's just say he is not too happy, and I don't blame him. Guy should at least be a 92, and to be ranked 11th is ridiculous. I mean, if I'm in a non-PPR fantasy football league, he's the number 2 running back this year off the board, possibly even number 1. I mean, it's hard to take Le'Veon Bell off the board at number 1, but Leonard Fournette's a beast. It's only his second year, and look what he did in the playoffs last year. He scored 4 touchdowns. Now, Fournette went on Twitter and started complaining about this to EA Sports, and they responded with a very generic reply. You can check it all out at sportsgossip.com. Now, I stopped playing Madden about 5 years ago. The games just take too long. But at one time, I was the number 9 ranked Madden player in the world. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Madden ratings. And if you listen to this show on YouTube, I'll prove it to you. If you're listening on sportsgossip.com, you're just going to have to take my word. Dave, what's next?
Pac Man Jones attacked at Atlanta airport?
Pac Man got in a fight with an employee at an Atlanta airport, and you can go to sportsgossip.com to watch the video. Now, I will say he was attacked first, but if you watch the video, the girl he's with is begging him not to retaliate. He has all the time in the world to decide not to. And yes, the guy was throwing punches at him, but he clearly attacked back. and put up a great fight. And it looks like he managed to get away scot-free as the other guy was arrested and not him. And again, you can go to sportsgossip.com to watch the video for yourself. If you ask me, it's a 50-50 blame on this one. We have a caller on the line who wants to discuss this. It's Rocco the Enforcer. Rocco, what's up?
Hey, Kevin. That Pac Man Jones should have went to RoccoKicksass.com, and I would have done his dirty work for him.
Yeah, how is your new business going, Rocco? In case you're new to this podcast, Rocco used to be an enforcer for top mob boss Don Mastacholi, and then he got fired because sports gambling was made legal. So he started his own business. So how is it going?
Fantastic so far. Yesterday, some guy paid me $500 to beat up his grandma. And as a matter of fact, I just booked an appointment. Blake Bortles just hired me to come kick your ass, Friedman.
Dave, put our security guard Blind Mike on red alert, please. And tell him he might have to escort me home. Now what's next?
LeBron James, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Al Pacino grab dinner.
The three stars went out to dinner at Avra in Beverly Hills Wednesday night, and you can go to sportsgossip.com to see pictures of them leaving, and a video as well. All three of them left separately, and while Pacino got out of there really quick, you really got to give it to Leonardo DiCaprio. He had that thing timed out perfectly. Had a hoodie on, his hat down, covered his face, and got right in his car. LeBron was followed to the parking lot. He didn't seem to mind. Again, you can check it all out at sportsgossip.com. Oh, and I see we have a special guest on the phone. It's legendary Hollywood actor Al Pacino. Mr. Pacino, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for calling in.
What's the game plan, Kevin?
Well, tell us about your dinner with LeBron. What do you think of him?
Well, I tell you, let me give you a little inside information. He's a tight ass. He's a sadist.
Whoa. Sounds like you're telling me that dinner did not go well.
That's right.
Well, sorry to hear that. Anyways, my announcer Dave says he knows you. Dave, go ahead.
Hey, Pacino, I gotta tell you something.
What the fuck you gotta tell me?
You're an overrated actor. All you do lately is play perverts in HBO movies. Joe Paterno, Jack Kevorkian, Phil Spector. Who you playing in the next HBO movie? Jared from Subway?
Who the hell do you think you're talking to?
Fuck you, Pacino.
Fuck you too.
Guys, enough already. Jeez. I gotta break this up. Al, thanks for calling in and letting us know about your big dinner with LeBron.
Bon voyage, motherfucker.
Dave, give us the next story.
HBO drops Browns Hard Knocks teaser trailer.
I haven't watched this yet, but I'm sure it's good because it's HBO and you could check it out at sportsgossip.com. Now, I've said this on previous podcasts. I'm not happy with the choice of the Cleveland Browns. I don't think anybody outside of Cleveland wants to see this. But regardless of the team, HBO always puts on a good Hard Knocks, so I'll be watching. In fact, if you're not an HBO viewer, I highly recommend you get the app because the three greatest shows of all time all come from HBO. Sopranos, Game of Thrones, The Wire. Breaking Bad is number 4, by the way. And that's not an HBO show. But HBO has a ton of great sports documentaries. 2 in particular I can think of off the top of my head. Broad Street Bullies, about the 1977 Philadelphia Flyers. And a baseball documentary called When It Was a Game 3, which is amazing. I can go on and on. You got Oz, Curb Your Enthusiasm, HBO's Rome. I mean, I have both Netflix and the HBO app, but if I had to choose just one, I would definitely go with HBO. And that's 5 stories down. We got 5 to go, but we got to take a break, so we'll be back right after this.
Kevin, I hate to break it to you, but our next commercial was from our newest sponsor, Netflix. And they just called and canceled after you raved about HBO.
Oh, shit. My bad. Well, Netflix has some good shows, too. Narcos is pretty good. The Punisher was great. Netflix, I apologize. Dave, what's next?
Tim Tebow hit a double in his first minor league all-star at-bat.
Tebow's hitting .270 with 5 homers. He struck out 95 times and walked only 21 times. So I don't know how he made the all-star team. I mean, I'm not going to waste my time looking up minor league stats, but I guarantee those aren't good enough to be all-star numbers. Tebow probably shouldn't even be in Double-A. Who knows if he should even be in Single-A? But he's getting preferential treatment because he's Tim Tebow. And it's weird because it's the opposite of what happened to him in the NFL. I mean, the guy was successful in the NFL, and because he was Tim Tebow, he couldn't get on the field with another team, and eventually was out of the league. I don't know about you, but I loved watching him when he played on the Broncos and made all those comeback wins. By no means am I claiming he was a great quarterback, but the NFL is filled with shitty quarterbacks, and he can easily play in this league. So I really wish he was still in the NFL and not playing in the Double-A All-Star game, which he doesn't even deserve to be playing in. Dave, what's next?
NBA first-round pick Dante DiVincenzo is dead broke.
The Milwaukee Bucks first-round pick has $3.71 in his account, and we know this courtesy of his teammate DJ Wilson, who shared a picture of it on Instagram, which you can check out at sportsgossip.com. And I see we have a caller on the line who wants to discuss this. It's one of our loyal sponsors, Antonio Finkelstein.
Hey there, Kevin. I just wanted to let Dante DiVincenzo know that if he needs a little extra cash, he can come work for me at Antonio Finkelstein's Prostitution Act. I've seen Dante's moves out on the court, and I bet he's got great moves in the bedroom. So Dante, if you're listening, you can contact me at Antonio Finkelstein's Prostitution App. You can find me in the App Store.
What a kind offer from Antonio Finkelstein. Dante, if you need a little extra cash, you know where to go. Dave, what's next?
LeBron James, a no-show to his pizza party in Los Angeles.
Blaze Pizza in Los Angeles was giving away free pizza the other day to celebrate LeBron's arrival in LA. In case you're not aware, LeBron is an investor in Blaze Pizza, and in case you've never had it, let me save you the trip. It's terrible. But to go on with this story, LeBron posted a tweet pretty much hinting that he was going to show up there. So of course that generated a huge crowd, and you can go to sportsgossip.com to watch a video of this crowd and see pictures of them. And when it was all said and done, LeBron did not even show up. And to make it worse, his wife posted a picture of him in the swimming pool at the time he was supposed to be there. So basically LeBron is just giving a big F you to his fans. And I see on the line it's everybody's favorite Russian, the owner of Ivan Babushka's Dining Emporium, Ivan Babushka. What's up, Ivan?
Nosh, Kevin. I just want to say to all customers who waited in line for LeBron James that this Sunday at Ivan Babushka's Dining Emporium, we are having Vatrushka party, and I will be there, and I guarantee I will show up, and it is going to be excellent. So everybody is invited.
Alright, thanks, Ivan. Dave, what's next?
J.J. Watt donates $10,000 to family of fallen firefighter Corey Barr.
The Wisconsin firefighter was tragically killed in an explosion, and he left behind a wife and 3-year-old twin daughters, and his family started a GoFundMe page, which Watt donated $10,000 to. And I'm pretty sure he did it anonymously, or at least tried to. And you can go to sportsgossip.com to read all about this and see the screenshot of the donation. It just says Justin Watt, and then somebody put 2 and 2 together and let the Twitter world know that he did it. It was a very classy move by a very charitable guy, and it's good to see a positive story coming out of the NFL, because pretty much everything else you read is negative.
You know, I have a GoFundMe page as well if anyone out there listening is interested.
What are you trying to get funded for?
I'm trying to raise enough cash to go to nude stock in a couple months.
The hell is nude stock?
It's like Woodstock, but everybody's naked.
As usual, I'm sorry I asked. Now give us that final story.
TJ Houshmand says the Bengals used to buy used jock straps.
Former Bengals wide receiver TJ Houshmand told Colin Cowherd that the year before he joined the team, Willie Anderson told him that the team bought used jockstraps, threw them in the middle of the locker room, and said, "Here you go." Now, we here at the SportsGossip.com podcast have an inside source on this one, and he's on the line. It's memorabilia dealer Big Dong.
Hello, long-time listener, second-time caller. I am here to confirm, in year 2000, Cincinnati Bengals purchased 2 duffel bags full of used jockstraps from me.
You heard it here first, folks. From our exclusive inside source, Big Dong. Thanks, Donger.
Thank you.
And that'll do it for another SportsGossip.com podcast. I want to thank my announcer, Smokin' Dave. Thanks to everybody who called in. And of course, thank you for listening. As always, for these stories and much, much more, you can go to SportsGossip.com. Our next podcast is Tuesday. And until then, we'll see you next time.